Good morning, children. Today we are going to study about the business ethics. Ethics refers to the moral values or standards or norms which govern the activities of the businessman. So, what is ethics? Ethics are moral values. Ethics are also standards. Ethics are also norms which govern the activities of the businessman. Remember, more ethics are not rules. There is a big difference between ethics and rules. Rules are implemented on the people so that they can follow it, and it is punishable if anyone is not following the rules made by the government. Then that person will be punished. But ethics are not rules, they are the moral values or standard or norms. These moral values, standard or norms, they govern the activities of the businessman. Means what the businessman should do and what the businessman should not do. Ethics defines what is right and what is wrong. By ethics we mean the business practices which are desirable for the point of view of the society. So when we are studying as a student of commerce about the business ethics, we are basically studying about the business practices which each and every society desires from the businessman. The purpose of business ethic is to guide the managers and employees in performing their jobs. So every business ethic has only one purpose, that is, it guides the managers and employees that what is right and what is wrong while they are performing their jobs. Example of business ethics are charging fair price from the customers, giving fair treatment to workers, earning reasonable profits, and paying taxes to the government honestly. So these are not strict rules which is implemented on the businessman, but it is desirable from the society point of view that the businessman will practice all these ethics, because ethics defines what is right and what is wrong. The very good example of the business ethics are charging fair price from the customers. Each and every businessman should charge fair price from the customers. That is desirable. That every businessman should give fair treatment to his workers. The businessman should not earn extra profit, they should earn reasonable profits. And lastly, each and every businessman should pay taxes to the government honestly. All these are desirable, desirable by the society from the businessman. And all these forms the business ethics. Now there are certain elements of the business ethics. First element of the business ethics is top management commitment. The CEO, that is Chief Executive Officer, and higher level managers must be committed to ethical norms of the behavior. We know that the top level management, they guide the organization and they run the organization. Therefore, they must be committed to ethical norms and ethical behaviors. This would set an example for all employees and encourage them to follow ethical practice. So, if the CEO and the higher level management will practice the business ethics, which will be a role model for the employers, for all the employees and all the employers, and this will encourage the ethical practice throughout the organization. Now, second element of business ethics is publication of code. Code of ethics is a formal written document of the principle, values and standards that guide a firm actions. So every business enterprise has a code of ethics, which is also called the code of conduct for the whole organization, and it is in a formal written document. So code of conduct is in the written form. It is a document of the principles, values and standards that guide a firm action, that what the firm should do and what the firms should not do, which is also called the code of ethics. This generally covers the areas like honesty, quality, safety, healthcare, etc. It also covers the health and safety in the workplace, product safety and quality, avoiding conflict of interest, etc. So all these are written in the code of ethics, and it is desirable that each and every employee should follow this code of ethics or the code of conduct. The third element of business ethics is establishment of compliance mechanism. So suitable mechanisms should be established within the company to ensure that ethical standards are compiled with all the concerned parties. So in a company, suitable mechanism should be made, and this mechanism should ensure that ethical standards are practiced by everyone, and these mechanisms should be properly communicated to all the people in the organization. The fourth element of business ethics is employee involvement. It is the employees of the lower level who implement ethical principles, so that they must be involved in the process of developing ethical codes. So employees are responsible at different levels to implement ethical practices, and every employee is responsible to practice the ethical code of conduct. Therefore, their involvement, that is the employees' involvement in ethics, is necessary, as they are the actual players of the company. And the last element of business ethics is measuring a result. Although it is difficult to measure the ethical result, but it must be verified and audited. that have to work is being carried out according to the ethical conducts. Rules can be followed, laws can be followed, but ethical values are expected that the people will follow. So it is very, very difficult to accurately measure the end result of the ethical programs. But whatever ethical program is taken by the government, by the company, should be audited or monitored, and it is seen that each and every work is done according to the ethical standards. By this we have completed chapter number 6. Thank you.